Hello, fight fans. If you're looking for the breakdown and odds on this week's main event, UFC Russia, Alistair Overeem versus Alexy Olenik, you've came to the right place. I'm Micah Fights with Friends. Please hit that like button. If you're new here, please make sure and hit that subscribe button so you're notified whenever I drop a new video or when I go live like I do for every UFC, major Bellator, and boxing events. So let's get it on. Alistair Overeem, 44 wins, 17 losses, finished most of his fights. 130 fights between these two. 130 fights. Amazing as heavyweights. These guys have not faced each other yet, and as long as their careers have been. Alistair Overeem, you think power, you think knockout, right? You think that devastating clinch. He actually has almost equal knockouts and submissions. In 44 wins, he has 21 knockouts, 7 submissions, 5 wins by decision, 3 losses by decision. So he's went 5-3 by decision. And something a lot of people talk about with Alistair Overeem is, of course, that chin. He's been knocked out 13 times. I will go back to the fact that he has had 61 fights. You're going to take a few lumps when you're in there like that. That being said, he has gotten knocked out in 2 of his last 3 fights. Once to Curtis Blades, who also knocked out Olenik. That's their common opponent. Olenik, it was a doctor's stoppage. The Overeem one, Curtis Blades, stopped him by elbows. And then Francis Ngannou knocked out Alistair over a minute and 42 seconds. It's Ngannou. What are you going to do? Alistair bounced back in his last fight against Sergey Pavlik. 4 minutes, 21 second knockout. First round TKO punches. Boom. From the Netherlands, he's got a nasty clinch and he's very hard to take down. He's 38 years old. He's getting towards the end of his career, but we've seen heavyweights as of recently, 37, 38, 39, all the way up to about 40. Look like they're around their prime or almost their prime. We'll see how Daniel Cormier looks after turning 40 now. Let's go to Alexy Olenik, though. 41 years old, going to turn 42 in June. That's a tough one. Once you start getting a few years after that, that's when you start looking towards Bellator. He is on a 2-fight winning streak. It's his 3rd 2-fight winning streak since he's been in the UFC. This would be his first 3-fight winning streak if he takes out Alistair Overeem. Now, he's won 13 of his last 15 fights, finished all 13 of them. 12 by submission, 1 knockout, which was of Jared Roshold. He submitted Mark Hunt during that time. He submitted Travis Brown, and before getting into the UFC, he submitted Mirko Cro Cop. A lot of big names on his hit list. Not as many as Overeem. He hasn't seen the big lights as much as Overeem. But beautiful submissions. Beautiful submission artists. The guy's 57, 11, and 1. I mean, so there's nothing he hasn't seen in there. 69 fights. Well, I said 69 fights to 61. 130 fights between the two of them. And in 57 wins, Olenik has submitted 45 of those guys. He's finished 53 of his 57 wins. Went to decision 4 times. 8 knockouts. 8 knockouts, 45 submissions. 4 wins by decision, 4 losses by decision, so he's 4-4 in the decision. These guys do not go to the scorecards very often, though. 130 fights, these guys have went to the scorecards 16 times, and they're combined 9-7 when it goes to a decision. So don't expect to see the judges' scorecards in this one. So who has the lasting power when it comes to a 5-round battle? Which I think makes it even more likely that somebody finishes the fight. Well, I've talked about Olenik's amazing submissions. I mean, he submitted almost everyone, literally. 45 people. They started calling the Ezekiel choke now the Olenik choke because he's gotten more of them than Ezekiel did. So he deserves it. That being said, Alistair Overeem has only been submitted one time in 61 fights. That was in 1999 by Fabricio Verdum, possibly the greatest heavyweight submission artist ever. So could Olenik submit him? He could. I don't think it's likely. There's 3 reasons that I don't think Olenik wins this fight. Of course, Overeem, let's talk about the odds. Overeem is a minus 240 favorite. Now, first looking about this, I thought those odds were a little wide. Olenik is a minus 190 underdog. These are the 3 tiebreakers to me. You have that clinch of Alistair Overeem. He's very, very hard to take down. He has a great submission game. So as far as grappling, good luck. Good luck. Olenik's been submitted twice in his career. Overeem's been submitted once. Probably pretty unlikely to see a submission in this. If it is, I think it's going to be by Olenik. But I don't think it's going to end up being by submission. Olenik, the second thing is Olenik's taking this on short notice. The original opponent for Alistair Overeem was Alexander Volkov. You got to get a Russian in here on the card. A heavyweight, Alexy Olenik. He's a great heavyweight. Great matchup. I wish he would have had a full training camp for this. The third thing I want to bring up is the age and size. So really it's 4, I guess. The age, Olenik's going to be 42 years old in June. Overeem's 38. Like I said, an age that you can still do this at. And when he goes to take Overeem down, Overeem cuts to make 265. It was 263 in his last fight against Sergey Pavlik that he won by knockout. I think it's going to be very difficult for Olenik to take this to the ground, and I think Overeem's going to want to keep it standing. And if he goes for that takedown, Overeem's going to get him in that massive clinch and hit him with those big knees. I say Overeem by knockout. I'm going to say mid to late 4th round, TKO by knockout or doctor stoppage. I want to know what you guys think, though. Let me know down there in the comments down below. I said, please give me a like. Join the Fights with Friends family. What are you waiting for if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet? I look forward to seeing you guys at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, Saturday. As always, I love you. I respect you. And I'll see your fine asses later.